So this was
How about
completely
Riverside
new to
and Denver?
me. I was unaware that this was even happening, but apparently Lollipop Chainsaw is not only getting a sequel, but is also getting an anime adaptation. Now, I was kind of confused by this because I forgot that Repop is not actually a sequel, it's just a remaster of the first game. So this is actually an official second game opposed to just being a remaster or like a reboot. So that was news to me. I did not know either of those were happening. I mean, I knew that the game had sold pretty good, but I didn't know that there was plans to actually make like a sequel and that there was actually an anime adaptation. But what was more interesting was the press announcement that Nala Holdings, the company that's going to be, I guess, like making the game and is like responsible for these new projects. It's the press conference or the press announcement they made because it's traditional when you announce a game or any new project or any new anything with an IP. That's standard. When they go through the whole, we're going to be making Lollipop Chainsaw 2 and anime adaptation. And now there's a part in the press announcement that is so fucking weird, and I, for the life of me, cannot figure out why they put this in there. I don't know what, and it also doesn't even make sense because of from what I understand, Nana Holdings is like a Japanese company. Like pretty much like the company involved in this is not even an American company, which is this is kind of important to keep in mind. So at the end of the press announcement, they make a statement to say that this game will not be restricted or creatively repressed by DEI. Now, if you don't know what DEI is, it's pretty much something that has become a pretty hot button issue in America of diversity, equity programs and actions. Now this is weird because I don't know why. I just don't understand what. I just don't get what the point of that was. Like, I don't understand with a game like Lollipop Chainsaw. I'm not sure exactly why you would need to add that because, like, as far as I'm aware, I have yet to see or even hear of any type of studio announcing in their press conference or like a pre-release specifically saying, "Yeah, we're not going to be, dragged down by the DEI, creative stranglehold that has like, gripped the, entertainment world." I mean, it's almost like a fucking parody. Like you feel like this would be something like South Park would fucking make of like a parody of like what a video game company would make. But they put it in there, and I mean that's obviously caused a bit of controversy. People have been talking about. But the funny thing is, and this is kind of the weird thing about Lollipop Chainsaw is like I didn't even this announcement from what I can read and from what I can see came out like in July, like July 24th. When you go to Nada Holdings company website, it says that this press announcement came out July 24th. I did not know anything about this. I haven't heard anyone talking about this. And you would think, especially like the anti woke, anti SJW side would have been talking about this, about how they, they'd come out and this company is like, openly pretty much said, like, yeah, fuck DI, fuck, diversity programs, all that shit, and no one has said anything. I don't even think most people even know that this is even like a fucking announcement. Like, it's just it's weird. Like, it's like this is just like is not even such a big issue. Like, not even a big enough issue for anyone, even people who would like something like this or even agree with the sentiments of this statement, would even cover. And I guess that kind of goes to the other issue of this whole sequel and anime adaptation. Because I mean, I'll be honest, I would be interested in seeing a sequel or not a sequel, an anime adaptation of Lollipop Chainsaw. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just adapt the game. I mean, that's we're in an era. I mean, we are in the peak era of video game adaptations. I mean, this is the best time to be making a video game adaptation, especially in anime. I mean, this is the best era, maybe not the best, but it's one of the best eras for anime films and for video game adaptations. So this is combining the best of both. And I mean, Lollipop Chainsaw, it has a loyal cult following. Now, whether that following is big enough to sustain all of these spin-off projects, that's a whole other, that's a whole other question. But I'd be interested. Like, I feel like if the right amount of money, and this is the key, like if they put the right amount of money, like no, they don't just make this some cheap fucking, generic, put to some random studio animation. If they really put the time into making this like a really good anime adaptation, I think it'd be pretty solid. I mean, obviously, Studio Parrot or like one of the fucking major, anime production companies probably isn't going to be making this, but I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, if they could somehow get it to be made by like, I mean, you don't even need to have it be made by like Studio Parrot or a company like that, but just like a really good company, you could do a lot with this. So I'd be interested in seeing it. Like, I mean, also you could do like different types of stories. Like, you could do like a backstory, like a prequel to Juliet's family. You could like have like a prequel to the zombie, to the different zombie bosses. You could have a prequel to Juliet's parents. You could have like spin-offs of like Juliet before the game or like what happened after the game. Or you could like even make like completely new stories for the anime that could tie into the sequel. Like that's something that they could do, is like they could have it be where like the anime and the second game kind of like tie into each other, like they pretty much like complement each other. That'd be pretty cool. So I think that there is a lot of potential in an anime adaptation. I think that even people who aren't even fans or even aware of the original game could be interested. Like, and also, you know what this anime adaptation could be? This could be the closest we ever get to actually getting a fully complete, realized High School of the Dead anime. Because most people don't know about High School of the Dead, but for the people who do, the very niche, early 2010s anime fan service fans, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously, and unfortunately, there will never be like a sequel or a continuation of the High School of the Dead anime or manga because the mangaka died, and Japan. I think he was from Japan. Wherever the mangaka that made High School of the Dead was from, there's pretty much like a like tradition of like you don't continue author's work if they are not alive to continue it. So pretty much no one has touched it, and really, High School Today is just not really that big of an anime or a manga to really be on the radar of any company to like really want to continue it. But there is like a cult following, funny enough, kind of like Lollipop Chainsaw, that have been wanting a continuation because High School of the Dead, it actually is an incomplete project. Like the manga is not complete and anime is not complete. Like it is a fully not finished product. So it'd be kind of funny how like this would be like a kind of fully realized like end to High School today, or like a kind of like a spiritual successor. And funny enough, back in the day with the original Lollipop Chainsaw game, there was a skin you could get from High School today. So it's actually kind of interesting how there was a actual direct tie-in. I think you could get Saeko and Ray from High School today. You could actually get their like skins for Juliet in that game, and I don't think you can get them in Repop. I think that's just exclusive to the first game, but you can get those. So it is kind of funny that there is an actual canonical tie-in between the game and the actual anime. So like I feel like this would be like a perfect spiritual successor to High School of the Dead. And like fans that like really would like to see High School of the Dead, this could be like their chance to like actually be able to continue to see High School of the Dead. So as far as the anime, I think there's potential. As far as the second video game, like a sequel, I mean, I don't know because the other problem is apparently James Gunn. I mean, obviously, it's kind of funny how James Gunn. It's hard to believe this now, but that James Gunn actually was involved with the creative process of the original game. Obviously, he's not going to be involved. I mean, he's the head of not Warner Bros. He's the head of DC. He has his own shit. Like he's far past doing this shit now. He's not going to be doing it. But then Suda 51, who is also a very important part of the original team, is not going to be a part of it. So like the two core parts that like kind of made this game work are not going to be a part of it. And also the repop version, I mean, I personally liked it. I liked it and I've enjoyed it. I've played it a fair amount, but the reception has been mixed. People have been kind of 50-50 split on liking it, not liking it. The ports, how it was ported to some of the to some of the consoles, and PC wasn't good. The PC version, especially, was kind of fucking rough. A lot of people on PC that played this game did not have a good time. I've not been affected that much with it. Like, even when the game first came out, because I bought it when it first released, I really haven't had too many problems. But I can see there are like some stuttering issues. There are a good bit of like minor technical issues I've experienced, but like there have been like a lot of people that have dealt with a lot of technical problems. And even just like in a general sense, like just the reception people have had, like it's sold well. Like it's sold like over 300,000 copies, so it's sold pretty well for, I mean, a game that's had a cult following and pretty much has been under the radar for a decade plus. I mean, I think it's done well. But as far as the second game, I mean, I don't know. I think there's potential, but like when I look at something like a Stellar Blade, I mean, you got when you got like something like Stellar Blade now. I don't know exactly what the like level of interest in a Lollipop Chainsaw 2 would be. Like, I mean, I think it would have to be a really good, really very like distinct sequel. And I don't know, like, because that's the thing. Like, we don't know what this sequel is going to look like. We all we know is that they're going to make one. And honestly, I don't think that we're probably going to get either the anime or the sequel for a while, because I mean, the repop version sold well, but not like extremely well. The reception was mixed, and also Lollipop Chainsaw. It's just not. It's. I mean, it has a cult following, but I don't know how strong that cult following is to like be funding, like fueling, like a fucking franchise. Like, because that's what it seems like they're trying to do. Like, it seems like they're trying to make Lollipop Chainsaw into like a mainstream franchise, and I just don't know if there is the interest and the investment from the audience to like do that. Like, I mean, yeah, there's like a core group of people, myself included, that like Lollipop Chainsaw, but like as far as like a mainstream audience like really liking it, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's there, so I'm not sure if we're gonna get this for a while. I mean, because it seems like this is like, again, like the news on this is so fucking scarce. Like, I had to go to the Nada Holdings website to even like see this was like confirmed, because like, I mean, IGN did an article about it, the Gamer did an article about it, but like by and large, like, I mean, on YouTube I couldn't find fucking nothing about this really. And if there is anything, I mean, it's just like some like fucking obscure channels talking about this, but like pretty much next to no one is talking about the press conference. And that's really like the high. Like, the only reason I actually learned about this is because like I happened to saw a article on IGN that was like talking about the whole DI comment. I was like, what the fuck does DI and Lollipop Chainsaw have to do with each other? And so that was what got my curiosity. I was like, oh shit, they're making a sequel and there's a fucking anime adaptation. And I go to the website and I'm like, oh, this is like a half a month old already. I'm like, I didn't know about this, and not that I like keep up daily with Lollipop Chainsaw news, but like I would have thought that I would have somehow come around to hearing about this or knowing about it or learning about it, and no. And as far as I can tell, no one else fucking has. I mean, outside of just a few outlets talking about this, and really the outlets aren't even really talking about the sequels and the anime. They're talking more about the whole politicalization, if I can pronounce it correctly, that whole aspect. So they're not even really talking about the game itself. So that's kind of not a promising start. That like there really isn't like a whole lot of talk. Like, you would think, like, naturally when you do a press conference or a press announcement for a game, you would think that there'd be like the initial fan reaction of like people talking about it, making videos, making articles. It kind of like circulates. That's kind of how you get like more of the word out there about it. But like with this, I mean, there's just nothing. And I mean, you factor in James Gunn's not going to be involved, then Suda 51's not going to be involved. The reception to Repop has been mixed. It sold well, but not really well. I don't know if it's like really a whole lot there to be making an anime and a sequel. I think honestly, really, I don't know. I feel like what they should do is just like make DLC installments to Repop and just like try to just focus on Repop, and you can make money that way. Like, I feel like you could make a good amount of money if you like made like DLC where you played as different family members in Juliet's family. You could like make a DLC prequel. You could like make different modes, like kind of like a Resident Evil Village, where like you could like play as like the villains. You could like play as different opponents. You could play as different bosses. You could like play in different modes as different characters. I think there'd be more like money wise in that than like making a sequel, because like I don't know, I just feel like a sequel that's just on its own is not like a remake, because I feel like also that's kind of what like boosted the sales of Lollipop Chainsaws. Like it had been pretty much just like a non-existent game since 2012, and like it came back and people were like, oh shit, like there was that like renewed interest. But like I don't know if there's going to be continued interest in a sequel, and I don't know if a sequel could stand on its own. Like I don't know if there's enough of like fan investment and fan interest to like really be able to like make a sequel work. So I think that like really what they should do is just focus on making DLC content. And I think there's more in that. I do think I really would like to see an anime adaptation, but I just don't want it to be a fucking cheap, poorly done anime adaptation or anime, because we really don't. I mean, the details on all this are vague. Like it's like they just announced it, but there's really nothing else to go on. So we have no idea like if the anime is going to be like continuation or a sequel. I feel like there's more in just like making it like its own original story. And then like if they're insisting on making a game, then you can like have that tie in, and it kind of works out like they kind of feed into each other. But yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens. Honestly, I don't know if we'll see much for a while. Really, I could see at some point them dropping either the anime or the sequel. One of them, I feel like. I don't know if we'll get both. We may get. I think there's more of a chance we'll get the anime. I don't know about the game. The game, it might get made, or it could just get stuck in development hell and just not really get made, or just fucking falls apart and they just like end up taking to pieces and put into repop as DLC. I think that's the better option. But we'll see though. Definitely interesting. This whole situation has been interesting news that I was unaware of until recently. So we'll have to see how that all turns out. But with that said, I'm going to call it a day here, and I will see you good people later.